What's going on? Question. Bro, have you ever wondered what's the key to a joyful and successful marriage? Well, look, check this out. Today, you're going to get an often overlooked principle that if you apply to your marriage, it's going to grow better by leaps and bounds. And also, towards the end of this video, I'm going to give you 3 ways that you can actually implement what we're going to talk about so you're not just stuck wondering if my marriage is getting any better. So if that sounds good, I'm Darryl McGee, and I want to welcome you to the Grove Coaching Experience. And this is the key to a happy marriage that most husbands forget. Let's get into it. All right. Enough with all the stalling. Let's just hop straight into it. Servanthood is selflessly prioritizing the needs of others, in this case your wife, over your own needs with humility and love. Serving? My wife supposed to be serving me. What you mean serving? Listen, I know this goes against popular belief, but a lot of things that Jesus did went against popular belief. So this, what I'm talking about, is going to be no different because it comes from him. Bro, believe it. Serving is a skill that's going to improve the connection and turn your marriage around. Trust me. And if you really want to be a great husband, adding this skill to your repertoire is going to definitely put you in that place. Jesus told us that whoever wants to be great among you must become your servant. And see here, servant, it actually means to minister. Well, I'm not a minister at a church. I can't be doing. No. To minister is basically to give care to, give attention to, as God directs you. So basically giving care and attention the way God wants us to give care and attention. That's what ministering is. And so to put it another way, you give care and attention and serve your wife the way God directs you or the way God wants you to, ultimately carrying out his plan for our life. And Jesus continues by saying, whoever wants to be first among you, or number one, must be your slave. And see, here's where it gets interesting. It gets really interesting. So servant here, it actually means bond slave. That this person has no ownership rights of their own. They belong to another. Bro, what? What you mean belong to another? But look, check this out. Here's the kicker. God also told us that when husband and wife unite, that they're no longer their own. They belong to each other. Or in other words, she belongs to you and you belong to her. And so if this is the case, then by definition, you're already a servant or slave. We just have to operate that way. We hear the word slave and it's like, oh no, I'm not a slave. I ain't trying to be. No. This here is a good thing. Because again, if we don't belong to ourselves and we belong to our wife and our wife belongs to us, then it's a team effort. We're supposed to be united in this and we're working together. Bro, don't take this as something degrading or look down on this. Because what you got to understand is Jesus did the exact thing. He did this exact thing because he didn't come down from heaven to be served. He came down from heaven to serve, and he gave his life as ransom for many. So as husbands, you need to serve your wife. You need to serve your wife because Jesus led by example by serving his wife or his bride, the church. And in his word, he told us, husbands, love your wife as Christ loved his wife or the church. And he gave himself up for her so that she can be clean, radiant, and blameless. And so now it's our duty to imitate Christ because he told us to love our wife just like Christ loved his wife or the church. So now we have to do the same thing. We have to sacrifice. Don't forget sacrifice. We have to love our wife and sacrifice. Or in other words, we have to serve our wife and prioritize her needs over our own. Because Jesus did the exact same thing. The church makes up his bride. And that's exactly what he did. He served his bride, the church, and he sacrificed himself for his bride. So we're called to do the exact same thing. The interesting thing about servanthood in your marriage is that, for one, it's going to transform your entire marriage. It's going to do that. But what's even better is it's going to do it by working on both you, the husband, and your wife. Imagine it like cooking. You got this flawless recipe to a great meal, which is your marriage. And you, the husband, are taking the reins and you're cooking this meal. So as you're cooking it, you add some humility to the pot. Add a little selflessness. And you add some Christ-like love to the pot. And as you're stirring it up, you taste it. Ooh, that's good. You begin to grow more spiritually and strengthen your relationship with Christ. Then you take another taste. That hit. That hit. Now you gain peace of mind. Then you taste it one more time to make sure you're tasting what you tasting. Yup. That's it. That's it. Now you're satisfied and contentment is sitting in your house. Now you plate the meal and you take some to your wife. And as you hand her this plate with this delicious meal on it that you prepared, you watch and you're waiting her reaction as she tastes it. And as she tastes it, you hear her say, Now she feels cherished. Then she goes for another taste and you hear, it's good. Now she feels supported. And as she goes for another taste and says the same thing, now you realize she's feeling valued. And now as you both begin to enjoy this meal that you prepare, emotional security begins to improve in your marriage. Joy and peace begin to flood into your marriage. And overall, the marriage is strengthened and is even more sturdier now. Trust me, man. I'm speaking from experience. When my marriage was in turmoil, my wife and I, we were on the same page. Connection was shot. Communication was shot. And at the same time, we had divorce on our mind. It was heavy on both of our minds. Man, we were in a place that we had never been before. It was a lot in that circumstance that affected us. But how I handled it was, one, I prayed about the situation. I prayed to God about the situation, for one. And for two, the same 3 ways that I mentioned at the beginning of this video are the same 3 actions of serving that I actually applied to my marriage that began to change it. And man, it went from guns and grenades to peace and joy. Because bro, I'm telling you, it was real bad. It was bad. And maybe you can relate right now. But what I want you to understand as well, that if you can relate, if your marriage is guns and grenades right now, and y'all high-key hate each other, it can change. Don't think that it can't change. Because I'm telling you, it can. I'm a living testimony of that. It can change. I know you may be thinking right now, well, that's enough of that. Let's just get to these ways so I can change my marriage. And I got you. So if you will, get you a pen and a piece of paper. Make sure you get these down so you can remember them better. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first serving action that I have for you is daily acts of kindness. And what this is basically you doing small little things that she needs, that she likes, or that may even encourage her. For example, I make it a thing to ask my wife how her day has been and make sure to listen and engage with whatever she tells me. And look, for you, it could be just writing and leaving little notes behind. Saying something like how good she makes you feel, or how beautiful she is. Or it could be you getting up and making her favorite, or go getting her favorite coffee. It could be you cleaning up, picking up little things around the house so she don't have to. So again, daily acts of kindness, it's just little things to show that you appreciate her, that you love her. Little kind things that you can do. So number 2 is notice needs ask and act. For example, my wife and I have 2 kids together. She may be attempting to do something that she needs to get done, or she just may be having a rough time with the kids. So by paying attention to that, I notice that she needs a break because she's frustrated and upset, maybe a little angry, whatever the case may be. I notice that she needs a break. Then I'll go and ask her if she wants some alone time or if she could use some alone time. She's going to respond yes. And after she responds yes, I'm going to act. And I do that by taking the kids and we'll go do something else together, or we'll just go into another room. However it is, I'm going to act on that by giving her what she needs. And by doing this, it allows her to clear her mind, be able to handle what she needs to handle and get it out of the way so she can actually relax and chill. And then be able to come back to the family and, you guys have that peace. Versus you not noticing the need and things just pile up on her and she's frustrated. And then when you step to her about something, it creates a whole argument. See what I'm saying? So yeah, number 2, notice needs, ask, then act on those needs. And number 3, prioritize her well-being. And a couple of ways that you can prioritize your wife's well-being is planning special time together or supporting her interests. For example, my wife is in the medical field, so she tends to be interested in everything related to the medical field. So that means she'll watch shows, videos, read books, etc. And I tend to show my support by watching the videos she watch or the shows she watch, and just kind of engaging in the things that she's doing that's related to her interests. You have to figure out what it is that your wife likes. If you know what she likes, join her sometime, engage in it, ask her questions about it. And no, you're not going to always like it. I don't always like watching medical shows or videos or anything like that. But the fact of the matter is, I do it. And she enjoys it when I do it with her. So those are the 3 ways or 3 actions of serving that began to change my marriage. And another quick tip, we'll just say this is a bonus. When you're actually doing these things, your point of focus should be you. Don't worry about what it is that she's doing. Don't worry about what it is that she's not changing. Don't worry about her. Focus on you doing what you need to do. Because once you do that, it's going to begin to change. You'll see. I promise you will see the change. You'll see it. So just focus on doing those. And just pick one of them. Just focus on doing those. And more importantly, I want you to remember that marriage it's a journey. This is a journey. It's not just a destination. You don't just say I do and then live the rest of your life together. That's it. No. When you say I do, you have to dedicate yourself. You're in this. You and your wife. It's you and your wife together. No outside noise, no outside force. It's you and your wife. And now you have to continue to date this woman. You have to be better than you was. Y'all grow together and be better. You better her. She betters you. Continue to move forward together. It's not about being perfect. It's about progress. Progress is the goal. So embrace servanthood with an open heart and watch as your marriage begins to flourish. So with that being said, I challenge you. I challenge you to start small. Write her a little note encouraging her or telling her how much you love her. Listen to her attentively when she speaks to you. Surprise her with a date night. Because, bro, these things are not just kind gestures. They're not. They're more than that. They're powerful expressions of love and commitment. When you selflessly prioritize your wife's needs, you're following Christ's example of a great husband. And on top of that, you're creating a deeper, more meaningful connection with your wife. And it all starts with you taking the first step. Like what I'm talking about and what I've been speaking about is completely in your reach. I've done it. And I'm telling you, you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing, if not better. So look, man, as always, I appreciate you taking out the time to listen to me. And I want you to know that a stronger you leads to a stronger family. Peace.